Hey, I'm Jeff, and I make music with my brother.
Hi, I'm Jonathan, and I also make music with my brother.
Together, we are Echo and Sidetrack, and we make music that sounds like this.
And this.
And even this. This podcast is about music, creativity, and everything in between.
Welcome to A Band Apart with Echo and Sidetrack. Hi, I'm Glenn from Currumbine, and my favourite burger is the barbecue bacon cheese.
Hi, I'm Damon from Jundana, and I love me a short order before the gym or after the gym. And sometimes I skip the gym completely. I just can't go without my fiery short order. I had bacon as well.
Yeah, don't mind taking the kids down there on a Saturday afternoon because of the kids' meal. It's a great little value pack.
I caught the train to go to this place.
Whatever your favourite is, Short Order have you covered. Order online at shortorder.com.au and pick up, or visit one of their two locations, Fremantle or Perth City. Don't forget to use the discount code Echo and Sidetrack for 10% off. So today's podcast is a bit of a quick one.
It's
Jeff.
a bit different, and we're even recording it differently, Jonathan.
We are recording it differently. We're using different equipment in a different room.
In a different dimension.
Yeah. And why are we doing that?
We are doing that because we are hurriedly preparing music, and Jonathan is also heading down south for a wedding.
I am.
In about 20 minutes. And down south, if you're not from WA, down south is a beautiful wine region about 3 hours south of Perth.
Yeah.
And Jono has to get down there, and he probably has to beat traffic. Have you thought about traffic on a Friday afternoon?
I have thought about traffic on a Friday afternoon.
Getting out before 2-ish. Have you got your car packed?
No.
Are you serious?
No, I have to go home. I still have to go to Karen up to buy a suit.
Oh, bro.
No, I'm just kidding. I did that yesterday, but I haven't.
You bought a whole suit.
No, I bought a. We'll get to the suit.
Oh.
I don't have much to pack. I've just got to put some bedding in the car, download a podcast, try on my shirt to see if I'm going to wear a bow tie or a tie.
All right, you need to. Whoa.
Just get out of here.
All right. Call me from the road when you're stuck behind 10 trucks about just past Mundagurup Road.
But yeah, we're also we've moved our computer down into
the Shuck One studio.
Carl's studio, because we're just putting the final touches on our next single, and his monitors and his room are just much more truer than what we have upstairs.
It's a world-class studio. So the difference between we have good monitors. We use Adams. This is for the production nerds. We use Adams AX8s.
Yep.
A8Xs, whatever they are. They're great monitors.
Fantastic.
Carl has Neumann's K310s or something. They're just better.
And it's the difference between
and Carl has
a $3,000 for a pair speaker and a
$6,000 or $5,000, whatever.
Yeah.
But Carl's room is also sonically just better. Talking sounds better in this room.
Yeah.
And it's just deader and it's just truer. You make less EQ moves, production moves in this room. And it's been great to be able to move down here, but it has made us rethink our tune.
Well, it's made us rethink our tune in a quite a big way, sonically, and some songwriting stuff, which has been very good. But it's also, Carl's preparing for his Headline Warehouse show this week. So he's finishing off material, plus he's planning his set. So we've basically set up our computer behind his computer, and we're plugging in our stuff, unplugging his stuff.
When he leaves at night, we check in.
Yeah, I came in here yesterday, and he was like, "I'll be gone from 2 to 6 or 2 to 7." So I came in about 1, did work till 7, went to the gym, then come back, and then Carl's in here, and then we're both in here, and I'm kind of waiting for him to go out there so I can work on music, and we're kind of switching. He comes and sits back here for a little bit, works on his headphones. And then I ended up staying until 1:30 last night.
I saw you on Instagram. Yeah, you drank coffee late. Sometimes you get that rush.
Yeah, I don't know if I did a good thing. But the Wednesday was much more fruitful than last night, I think.
I'm looking forward to hearing.
Oh, fuck, man. I hope... It's funny because and it's really not a good thing. I get scared before I this kind of thing. I'm somewhat nervous to show you because of how you've reacted in the past to me working on something when it's this close. which is kind of interesting because for those of you who don't know, classically the dynamic between Jeff and I is Jeff usually is the finisher to some extent when it comes to mixing. I think Jeff has better.
I'm more the engineer.
Yeah.
You tend to start songs, I tend to finish songs.
Yeah.
We both do stuff in the middle.
And like classically, it can be like I'm obviously doing mix things and engineering things during the process, but often Jeff, because he has a bit more of that technical ear than me, he'll come in and be like, all right, now I'm just going to adjust some things and like shift weight. I think that's like one of your skills.
Shift weight in the mix.
Shift weight in the mix and kind of just balance it and
make it
that
sound
kind of thing. I love top end, which is like
I reckon your ears are a little bit fucked.
I think my ears are a bit fucked from drumming. That said, I did an ear test and they're fine. But because I've been in the studio by myself for the last 2 days, or had 2 nights, long nights by myself, and was kind of got carte blanche to shift this song around.
You're saying it with the biggest grin on your face.
Well, because I think I did good work and I think it sounds good.
Well, if you think you did good work, Jonathan, then I'm looking forward to hearing it.
But the fact that I also have to leave in 15 minutes and we're going to do this podcast and then we're going to stop recording and I'm going to literally play it for you.
And we're going to plug in the computer and everything.
And that's all. That's basically done. But I'm going to do that and then go, I'll be back in 2 days.
Yeah.
And now it's your kind of...
What kind of fucking shit is this?
Yeah, it's kind of...
exciting.
It's like a relay race. It's a relay race?
Yeah, relay race.
It's probably the most intense relay race because this is on a deadline.
More intense than the Olympics, guys.
And it's changed somewhat in the last 3 days.
It's changed completely. We've done this before, though. Synchronize was a completely different song.
Oh, yeah. It was.
A few things have done it. I wanted to actually... We'll talk a bit more off podcast about how we can fine-tune some of that writing process.
This seems to be part of our process. I think I was saying this to Carl last night. Like, we get a song to a certain point, we're like, it's nearly done. And then there's always like a shift. There's always something that goes, this isn't actually nearly done. And then we work on it for like 2 more days and like, it might feel like a completely different song, but this is where we need to go.
We found the golden thread in the song and we've like followed that because sometimes we can lose it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like a window we have to pass through.
A tunnel. Jonathan, you mentioned your suit earlier for this wedding. I'm not going to let you forget that. Tell me what you're wearing.
I'm wearing...
That's that noise that often gets edited out.
The clicks.
The clicks.
This one can't be edited. I'm wearing a jacket and pant and shirt combo I got from Uniqlo. I went to a jacket, like a suit, it was like a Tony Barlow or some shit like that. And I just asked the guy, because these are high-end suits. It's like $700 for a suit. I don't want a $700 suit.
You want a $200?
I want
$300 suit.
I just want like a nice jacket. It's a farm wedding. I want something nice. I'm wearing Doc Martens.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I was like, where would you go for this type of thing? And he kind of looked down at me and was like, if you want to save some money, you can check out fucking Politic or some other random stores. But I went to Uniqlo because I have faith in Uniqlo.
You love that store.
I'm a Uniqlo boy.
I remember taking you to Uniqlo in London and you were like, I'm going to buy everything from Uniqlo.
I've doubled down on that and I'm going to go back and just redo my entire wardrobe.
We should apply for sponsorship.
That's a good idea. Maybe Freddie can hook it up. So, yeah, I went to Uniqlo and got pants, some more extra pants, some socks, a jacket, shoes. That's kind of like a nicer, it's more of an interesting cut.
Yeah.
And all that for like $280.
Great.
Plus a belt.
You need a belt.
I need a belt. I just got like the whole outfit basically for $200 plus some extras for $300.
Perfect.
Compared to, I looked at the other place and that was like $250 for a jacket.
And that's more of a modern suit.
Much more modern. It's much more. It kind of feels a bit more Japanese.
It's
and
a lot
kind
more
of like tailored,
things like that. Yeah,
cut in and
it's, to be honest, for a suit that you wear, you don't wear a suit all the time. You need a suit for weddings and special events and
Yeah.
stuff like that fits well and probably lighter.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to do. When you want to wear a suit to the fucking so-and-so awards,
Gala.
the gala event, you'll spend bank on it. You'll have some fashion designer design it for you.
Yeah.
It will be Uniqlo dresses, Jonathan. What are
Jonathan's
you wearing, Jonathan? It's a head-to-toe Uniqlo thing. You can wear exactly the same thing.
I paid $350 for it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's no reason to go to the other place.
I think also I just don't like that classic. I like the more.
What color is it?
It's like navy blue.
Nice.
But
Similar
black.
to my blue suit.
No, it's like I thought it was black.
Oh, so it's dark.
Yeah, and I'm wearing a black shirt.
Interesting. Blue and black. That's a no-no. Just wear a white shirt.
It's too late, Jeff.
You love wearing.
Oh, it looks good. No,
I'm sure it does. Oh, it's the blue's
blue-
enough
the
to lift the black.
the blue is nearly black. It's almost just like a shade different. It's navy, but it's
But
like
with a black shirt, it'll stand off.
yeah, it's like
You don't have to
No,
show me.
I don't
There's
know.
no
It's-
point
it's
in
almost
show,
just
it's a
like black.
podcast. You can't.
they people can't see it. What did you do yesterday?
Jonathan, I had a procedure done on my body. I visited a hospital for the first time.
You've never been in hospital before.
Never been in hospital before. And I got a colonoscopy actually.
Colonoscopy.
Yeah. So essentially, they, I was going to use the term dig around, but that's pretty aggressive. Essentially, I've been having some gut health issues, and I wanted to look at it. And if you look back at some of my history, I might have had this for a little bit longer than, like a year or two.
Because you've been talking about like gluten hasn't really agreed with you.
I thought I would maybe a celiac, all sorts of
Yeah.
things. Either way, the doctor was like, just to be sure, go get a colonoscopy.
Investigative.
Yeah, and I was a little bit nervous about it, and but everyone at the hospital put me at ease. And
Did
yeah,
you go to a hospital gown?
yeah, you wear a gown. And,
How comfortable is the hospital gown?
but it's just because it's just an apron, basically.
Exactly. And you're nude underneath, but an
Yeah.
apron. It's lovely.
And little booties for my feet. But yeah, I was a bit nervous, and I met everyone. Everyone comes and talks to you, and the anaesthetist came over and like stuck a little thing in my hand. She's like, "That's where my drugs are going to go in." And I was like, "How long does it go for?" And she's like, "It's about 30 minutes." And then and everyone reassured me. Like the nurse comes over and she's like, "What they're going to do is going to take you down here. They're going to do the colonoscopy, and then you come back and you sleep for a bit. And then when you wake up, you can eat something." And I'd been fasting for probably about 28 hours by that time. You from the start of the week, you eat super plain food, like white foods. So no weird colors show up in
yeah.
your lower
So
intestine.
so they can see colours that stand out.
Yes, essentially. And so I just,
Apart from brown.
well, funny you mention that, because by the end it should be almost nothing, because they also put you on these like pretty aggressive laxative things for like the last 24 hours, and then you just drink fluids.
Oh, so it's kind of just like you're basically pooing water.
Yeah, and clear water, like basically this small tinge of yellow.
Beautiful.
Sorry if this is graphic for anyone, but it was a really interesting experience. I was quite nervous about it, but yeah, as I said, put a lot of confidence in them. Sorry, they instilled a lot of confidence in me. They explained it all, and then they wheeled me in, and they like get me to roll over onto my left side, and then I can hear some beeping and stuff. They put some oxygen on my face, and I'm like, "Whoa, oxygen smells funny." And then she's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna put the thing in. You're just gonna get sleepy."
Oh, that's when they administer the drugs.
Yeah,
Yep.
the anaesthetist. And I'd also met the doctor, and we'd have a little bit of a chat and everything. And then I can see the drugs going into my hand. She does like 3 like injection things, and I get a little bit sleepy. And then I'm like, I wonder when they're gonna do it. I can hear the machines. I wonder if I'll get completely tired or could go completely down. I wonder if, I had 10 seconds of wonderment, and then I was like, whoa, they haven't started yet, and I'm not completely out. This is, whoa, kind of crazy. Like I would have thought this whole being like put under would have been way more like dramatic. I'm gonna try and open my eyes and like test this thing, and then I like struggle to open my eyes, and I'm like, well, they've moved that machine. That's interesting, but they haven't started. I can't hear any more voices. Wait, in the distance, I can kind of hear a voice. That sounds like that nurse that was talking to me before. I wonder if I can just open my eyes a little bit more. This whole thing happens over like 3 or 4 minutes. Then I open my eyes a bit and notice that the machine has moved. But the machine hasn't moved, Jeff. You've moved. You've moved back to where you were in your little spot before you even went into the theater. And I don't even remember going under. I don't remember. It's not like the end of track 3 and track 4 plays.
Yeah.
It's like zoom. You just time travel. And I was like, what? And I kind of came to and like rolled over, and then the nurse walked past and she goes, oh, you're awake. You've been sleeping for about 30 minutes. I'll bring you some food shortly. How do you feel? And I'm like, whoa. And she's like, pretty cool, hey.
It's mad that you wake up and you believe you still haven't gone down.
I was fully in the belief that they hadn't started yet. And that's what I mean. There's no like end. It just goes, and then all of a sudden it's, an hour later. But yeah, anyone that's wondering, I'm all healthy. Everything's good.
That's good. I'm glad you're healthy.
Really positive. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot. I was probably carrying around a little bit of stress for the last month, being like, "Am I sick? Is something wrong with me? Like, I'm going to hospital? This is like nerve wracking. Like, am I going to be told I have, any number of things? Crohn's disease, bowel cancer, all these kinds of things." And it was lovely to get reassured by the doctor afterwards. He gave me a piece of paper that said the all clear and stuff, and he actually recommended that I back off eating so many vegetables. And he goes, because I explained to him, like, I have like spinach in my shake and then spinach with my lunch, and he's like, yeah, maybe just back off on that stuff, like try and get a bit more soluble fiber and stuff. He goes, eat a wide range of things. And I told him about gluten, and he's like, if you're not a celiac, you can be a little bit like, across it, but just, have your fibers, eat your vegetables, eat protein, because I don't think I was eating enough raw protein, because my girlfriend is a vegetarian, so I kind of went pretty like legume and that kind of stuff heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting back to a bit of a balanced thing, and because I want to be able to enjoy everything, because I've always been able to enjoy everything. It's only in the last bit, that I've been like aware that I was kind of maybe affected by stuff.
I think it's really important to eat, especially for guys, I mean for everyone, but like protein, like meat, and quite a lot of it, especially if you're working out and you want to keep your testosterone up and you want to keep fit. You want to take advantage of meat, essentially, or just lots of chicken.
Yeah.
It'd be healthy to increase that.
But yeah, I feel pretty good today. But that was an interesting experience to go beyond. And yeah, there was no dreaming. There was nothing like that.
No.
Pretty crazy.
Do you think, as you get older, you definitely become a bit more aware of your health?
Fuck yeah.
And you're pretty aware of your body because you've worked out, you stretch, you feel your body, you know when something's feeling a bit off.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is the beginning of
a new sequence?
Like, potential like fear of something happening?
No.
Like you talked about being stressed for the last month, being like, oh, something might be wrong. How do you think you're going to mitigate that for the rest of your life?
And I think I'm just aware of it. I'm a bit of a realist. And I think also going to hospital and being reassured and having a really positive experience made me less scared for any other future things that might happen.
I remember feeling when I went to hospital in London to get my nuts scanned. I remember having a kind of similar feeling because my testicles were hurting. One was feeling a bit swollen. I was like, oh man, what if it's cancer? Would I get, if I have to get my nut removed, would I get a fake nut? Would I like thinking all this stuff?
You should use take a fake eyeball and then put it in there. But then cut a little perspex bit in the bottom of your scrotum so you can show the eyeball. Look at the brain, it's got an eye.
And I remember, I think our imagination gets carried away with this somewhat.
Massively.
And I started to be like, well, you know, you think about all these things, and they're not particularly realistic because the most probable thing is that nothing's wrong. It's probably normal. And I went there and they looked at it and they were like, oh yeah, you've got just some small cysts. Super common. A lot of people have them. If it gets bigger or if it changes.
Oh, we can get bigger, baby.
Oh. Or if
I'm a grower, not a show.
If it changes at all, just be aware of it. And I remember leaving there with a sense of like,
I can do anything.
I'm going to take advantage of my life. Like there was parts of me that I thought something was going to wrong, but like I'm going to look at the sky and it's going to be brighter and like smile at children and like
not too close.
Grip life.
You've talked
by
about
the
this
balls.
before. This
yeah,
is like
that feeling. And you do afterwards because you've built up to this point where you're kind of stressed and then the relief, it's the same as if you've got something leading up to that you have to finish, like getting a single done or
a big project coming to an end.
Anything.
A baby.
Yeah, it like comes to this
Building a house.
point and then, I can kind of relax a little. So enjoy it because you've got this after colonoscopy glow about you.
Thanks.
That's going to last for a bit until
the next single, people will know that like, wow, he mixed that single with that after colonoscopy glow. He was clean inside.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a nice feeling. I think try to remember that when the next thing comes up, that's like, I fucking twinged my back a little. Like, I wonder if I need a backiotomy or like,
I just said I need a backiotomy.
If I,
shout out to Dave Chappelle.
The next thing that comes up.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Because
in fact, man, I said to Holly last night, shout out to Holly.
Big up
the Barker. I've been very aware of health things for the last 2 months. She's done some stuff and I've done some things. But like that was the things that we were aware of looking. They were our on the horizon things.
Yeah.
Now my on the horizon things are travel.
Yeah.
Related. I've got 2 exciting trips I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
One of them is with her and one of them is with you.
Yeah.
Which we'll reveal more later. But
yeah.
I'm like, whoa, they're the things I'm looking forward to. Not being like, that guy's gonna put a camera in me and he's gonna find something.
Now you can go on a holiday and Holly can put something in you.
Yeah. Or I can lay an egg.
The egg.
Oh.
But that's good. I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to our trip as well. And, I'd like to go on a holiday. I will go on a holiday.
You will. You absolutely will.
Well, there was a part of me when you messaged me last night saying, because you messaged me and said,
do you mind if I take this?
Yeah, do you mind if I take this time off because I'm going to go somewhere with Holly? And I was like, of course. That's fine. But part of me was like, I want to go on a trip with someone.
You can come. You just have to stay somewhere else.
I don't think that's appropriate.
You'd be traveling by yourself, but that could be a good sabbatical.
You guys have fun. I don't want to intrude. But maybe I'll go to Rockingham with someone.
Hell of a time. On that note, Jonathan, you've got to show me the song. Then you've got to go and try on a bunch of things. Then you've got to get stuck in traffic for a bit.
Amazing.
I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing. And thank you for listening, everybody. We're going to get this single done.
So we can play it to you loud.
Yes.
We love you guys. See ya.
See ya. Thanks for listening to this week's podcast. Make sure you subscribe to us on your podcast app and keep up to date with all new episodes. They're going to be coming out once a week. We are Echo and Sidetrack on Facebook and Instagram. On Twitter, we are Echo Sidetrack. Go listen to our music on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube, or wherever your ears consume happiness. Lots of love, people.